I've spoken in platforms like in the UK, the US, and when I start with my identity, God. What other way is God going to be happy with you preaching? Pastors are just another form of ministry. I've seen someone that will say, oh, I want to leave my job to go and do ministry. No, you don't have the right perspective. Your job is that ministry. You need to be excellent at that job so that you can use that job to preach God. One thing is this, that there are some places that when they will say something, they're like, no, put God aside.
Put it aside. Yeah.
I'm even of the opinion that it's not in professional dealings, you don't have to mention God. When I was growing up in Mushin, I was a chronic stammerer. That people laugh at me in the sense that if they call me out to read, I say house. Yeah. People complete my statement for me. It killed me. In fact, I told myself I wasn't going to really talk again. We come to understand the fact that if you see our life as we are stewards, that the life that we have is not our own, and that God has given us that gift and He will go to take account of it. You know something? If God has given you that gift and you hide it, some people say I'm introvert, I don't want to. It's a sin. There are some people that they will start comparing themselves. They say, this guy, I can sing, he can dance, he can do everything. God,
not only him.
Not only him. Yeah. But see, he can sing and he can dance, and is he using everything?
Hi guys, and welcome back to the show Spiritually Speaking. As always, my name is Ezekiel Adefunmilayo and I'm your host for today's show Spiritually Speaking. And if you're watching this for the very first time and you are probably wondering what exactly the show is about, here on Spiritually Speaking, we talk about different things from career, purpose, finance, relationship, marriage, you name it. And basically we discuss or look through how we as believers are supposed to address those situations, or how the Bible how the Bible specifically addresses those situations in our life. Like I said, once again, my name is Ezekiel Adefunmilayo and I'm joined, of course, with my beautiful co-host,
Emanuela Aromire.
Yeah, thank you. And for today's episode, we have an amazing guest with us. He's the founder of Efiko, also popularly known as the Tech Boss. Please join me to welcome the amazing David Adefunmilayo.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful intro. So it's nice to have you. You're looking good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I see you joined us with your wife today. She's not on set, but just hi to her as well. Hi.
Love.
So quickly, for those that probably might not be familiar with you, in a quick 1 or 2 minutes, just tell us about yourself, your career, and there's very interesting nuggets I want to touch on as well, but I'll just let you have the floor.
So let me just give you an overview about myself. So my name is David Adefunmilayo. I'm popularly called the Tech Boss. I'm the founder of Efiko, and I was called Efiko when I was in my secondary school. Yeah, and that was because I was outrageously very good at maths.
Oh.
I was good at maths. So if I have a 19 over 20, the next person is getting 5. And then when it happens like that in class, anybody that did not understand anything, I'm the go-to person that they come. Or if I say in the class that I don't understand something,
and then nobody understands it.
That was how anything they say, just go to Efiko, he has the answer. I was that go-to person in my secondary school.
Thank you very much. I think that was a very, very lengthy introduction. Thank you very much. So specifically for today's episode, we are going to be talking or focusing on faith in the workplace, or faith regarding career and all those things. And of course, it's going to cut across different sectors. You're somebody who has made waves in their career, and so a lot of people would usually have questions as regarding how you can be a successful person and still be vibrant in your faith walk with God. Yeah. So one of the things that you have mostly is that you have people who fall into kind of like two extremes. Yeah. You have individuals who, for instance, are very, very hardworking and very, very passionate and very driven in their career, but then almost don't have time to be, strong in their faith or stuff like that. But you have the other extreme where you have people who they carry faith for head. You get in the office, by the time they get into the office, they are blasting Christian songs. They don't allow you that you're coming to the office to work, but they are just doing all those things. So we're just going to be talking about all those things in general and how exactly they can bring the balance. So my first question to you, or the first thing I wanted to maybe just talk about, is how specifically you, in terms of choosing a career path for somebody who is maybe wanting to just start their career. You could even go the route of tech specifically. Okay. How exactly did faith play a role for that?
Okay, so if we're talking about faith, we need to understand identity.
Okay.
I think I didn't mention this. I'm also a career consultant where I help people really find clarity in their career. And because of I've forged a lot of successful careers with clarity, people have seen it and they've come to me. I've also monetized that aspect of my life where I'm not helping people to find clarity. The first thing I actually help people in find clarity is the fact that they have to understand their foundation. And understanding, I don't know why I'm crying, but really,
sorry.
when I'm really talking about God, I'm crying. No, it's okay. I don't want you to cut that out.
Oh,
apart,
okay.
really,
Very
because
emotional.
this means so much to me. Yeah, because a lot of people have missed it. Really, when I'm consulting for people who say I'm confused in life, I ask them a question: what's your identity? Who are you? Who are you? If you do not understand, or you're extricating or dismissing your identity, you've not found purpose. You've not really found, or you've not started living. You've not really started living.
Yeah.
So, what's your identity? Our identity starts from who you are. Who are you? Why are you here? Why are you here on earth? What's the whole essence? Now, let me give an example. The person that designed this microphone, designed this microphone for a purpose.
Yeah, it had an intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who created us? God. He also designed us for a particular purpose. He designed us for a particular assignment. So now, and a lot of people are extricating themselves out of that identity. So if someone asks me, who am I? I'm a child of God, right? I am a child of God who God has placed here on earth to be successful and excellent, so that I'll be able to shine His light. And while shining His light, I can bring more people into that light. And the only way I can shine the light is by being excellent at what I do. So now, this is it here. There are two concepts. There is divine purpose and divine assignment. One of the purpose that God has created us for is the fact that He wants us to know Him, fellowship with Him, and make Him known.
Yeah.
Really. That's the whole purpose. That's the purpose in which Christ, or sorry, God has made us. To know Him and to make Him known. Really. So to fellowship Him, and like to know Him talks about fellowshipping Him, understanding Him, reading about Him, praying to Him, spending time with Him. Making Him known is that part of being the light. He has blessed us to be a blessing. He has blessed us to be a blessing. So if He has blessed us to be a blessing, He has given us talent and gifts, not for us to hide it.
Yeah.
Really. So one of the manifestations of this talent and gifts is being excellent at the things that we do. Now, I talk about purpose. That's the purpose as to which God has actually created us, to know Him and to make Him known. And there's another thing on the other hand called divine assignment. Our assignment is what we are doing here on earth as a career.
Yeah.
Really. So as a tech boss, that's my assignment. As a real estate consultant, that's my assignment. As a presenter, that's your assignment. As a doctor, lawyer, that's your assignment. God wants you to be excellent at what you do, so that more people will be able to say, which soap are you using?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you? What is the secret?
Yeah.
And when people start asking you what's the secret, people start coming to you, and it's not very easy for you to now start leading them to God. And that's the whole essence of making Him known. Yeah. So it means that what the old design in the old conceptual understanding of God is the fact that He wants us to be excellent at what we do, so that it's very easy. We don't have to be carrying a microphone. Give your life to Christ. See, people are not going to give their life to Christ if they've not seen your life. That is very successful. People, it's okay. Okay, now, so see, let me give an example. When I was in school, if I tell my juniors, please, let's go for fellowship, everybody goes.
It's
you know why?
to go now, because you that you're going is.
I'm a first class person. But imagine if you're on a 2-2 and you say, let's go for fellowship.
Shade to those in tutu right
So
now.
God really wants us to have a first class. God wants us to be excellent at anything that we do, because it is easy for Him to accomplish purpose. It's easy for us to accomplish purpose when we know some of all those things. So, and again, we need to have perspective as to the things and the things that God has blessed us with. So now, I told you that I got a job that was paid 800k in a month, but now I earn times 10 of it in a month in tech. But guess what? You hardly even know.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the things that God has given to us are tools for accomplishing the purpose, and not the
distance itself
for our own self-aggrandizement.
Yeah.
You can't see me with the chain. You can't see me with the things. You can't see me. You know why? They are not for it. I have close to like 37 professional awards now.
Wow.
37. I have an award room up. I've gotten a lot of awards from this, but guess what? Those awards are just indications. They are tools for His purpose. So we need to have that
Clarity in mind.
that perspective that if God is blessing us, He's blessing us, and He's using it as a tool to accomplish purpose. So for me, the money that I have is for His mission, because purpose is not just for pastors. Because as we are ministers in the marketplace. I've spoken in platforms like in the UK, the US, and when I start with my identity, God. What other way is God going to be happy with you preaching like that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is ministry. That's the best ministry. Pastors are just another form of ministry. Everyone in Christ, we are ministers in the marketplace. I've seen someone that will say, "Oh, I want to leave my job to go and do ministry." No, you don't have the right perspective. Your job is that ministry. You need to be excellent at that job so that you can use that job to preach God.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So if I just kind of like trying to take away a couple of things from what you said, you know, because the initial question was regarding how exactly if somebody wants to start their career and go into it. So from what you said now, I think getting clarity on purpose is very, very important.
Yeah.
If you because one of the things that you notice is that, like you said, a lot of people struggle with the conversation as regarding identity, and so wanting to be able to integrate faith into it will become a problem.
Definitely.
Or become very difficult if you're not able to just merge those things in together.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I don't know if you have anything to add to that thing that you said.
Okay, so I was in an event that had Gaze Baba in attendance, and then you painted a scenario very relatable and very interesting. That you'd have doctors, lawyers, what have you in church, right? And this person's, everybody, just in relation to what he said, everybody comes on Sunday. We come to learn from the pastor, hear from God and everything. But during the week, we go back to
what we do.
Do you understand? So it just basically points that as much as we're Christians, we are believers, we should not box ourselves with the mindset of I'm a Christian and just stay in church alone. So that just, emphasizes the fact that, the Bible says in the book of Matthew 5, go into the world, you are the light of the world. The seed I said on you, cannot be hidden, right? It's just an addition to what he said, basically. We are meant to go to the world with whatever career, whatever occupation that we find ourselves. It must find expression in ensuring that we are shining our light in the world, and that's the career space. Just like I said, we are apostles in the marketplace.
Yeah, and we come to understand the fact, if you see our life as we are stewards, that the life that we have is not our own, and that God has given us that gift, and He will go to take account of it.
Definitely.
You know something? If God has given you that gift and you hide it, some people say, "I'm introvert, I don't want to." It's a sin. It's one of the biggest sin, because God has given you that gift. Imagine in the story of the master, where he gave one
talent.
That one went to bury it.
Yeah.
He went. God give you talent, you go bury him.
You get
like he now give another one 5. That one multiplies it.
Yeah.
Really.
Give another one 2.
Yeah. So what did God do?
He gave him.
He said, like normally, if you look at it logically, this is another 5 already. Well, why is he giving him another one? No, God is not looking at that. What God is really looking at is the fact that how have you used it? There are some people that they will start comparing. They will start comparing themselves. They say, this guy, I can sing, he can dance, he can do everything. God,
not only him.
Only him. But see, he can sing and he can dance, and is he using everything? The one gift that God has given to you, have you used it?
Another thing I think people sometimes even forget is that, for instance, the example you just gave us regarding people who, for instance, they'll say can sing, can dance, can all these things, is that a lot of the time, those are people who have decided to give themselves this thing with it.
Thank you.
Sometimes this old saying of, we understand that some people are talented in some specific gifts. I believe it was my pastor, and about 2 weeks ago, he was talking about the fact that there are some people that actually have to ed. I strongly believe that you're probably one of those people, though. But what I mean is that, like, yes, there are some people who are exceptionally good and in some particular areas. But the truth is that how do you say it? An hardworking person would always beat a talented person over and over. A talented person who is consistent in what they do. So just trying to buttress what you're saying.
A scripture to emphasize what you just said. Proverbs 22:29 said that a man diligent in his business. He's not see
a talented person.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So
that
man
makes sense.
Business,
stand before kings and not before men. So talking about whatever it is that you have, be it one talent, like you said, be it 5 talents, basically making sure that you are able to use those
Use
things.
it. And one thing about this, if this when like if this phone is already accomplishing its purpose, what do you do to the phone? You update it, you upgrade it. I can remember what God was telling me. Let me just give you a scenario. Okay, when I was growing up in Motion, I was a chronic stammerer. If you even notice from the way I speak, you see that I stutter. Really, I was a chronic stammerer. Like when I was in school, that people laugh at me in the sense that if they call me out to read, if I'm saying I say house,
Yeah.
people complete my statement for me.
Yeah.
It killed me.
Mm.
It's demoralized me. In fact, I told myself I wasn't going to really talk again. But you see what God told me? He said it qualifies the called. It doesn't call the qualified. It qualifies the called. Now
Word.
the same voice that people laugh at when it's my secondary school, is the same voice that people pay to listen to.
Mm.
So there's nothing like talent. Like, there's nothing like I don't have talent.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had allowed those things to get to me. They laugh and everything. Some of them even chat me up on LinkedIn and they are shocked. David, no be you be this. Like, and they see me speaking to millions because I've gotten several awards and the rest.
Yeah.
It doesn't call the qualified.
Oh.
So you go and check in the Bible. Most people, like Moses, was a stammerer. David, people did not even like when
even his brother,
his father,
did not attest to it. In fact, like if people recall, the time that his dad sent him to the battlefront to go and give something to his brother was like, "What are you doing here? Who did you leave the ship with?" Like, even his own brothers did not.
Did not. So where I'm really coming from is the fact that when God has seen, just as you upgrade a phone, when God is seeing that the little things He has given to you, you're already doing it. Yeah. It blesses you more because He blesses us to be a blessing, and He keep blessing you more. I'm a living testimony to this thing. When I started my journey, I started from Mushin. Yeah. When I started from Mushin, I was doing Mushin like I said I was being paid for and the rest, and then He upgrades me to Lagos. People started knowing me in Lagos. He upgrades me to Nigeria. People started knowing me in Nigeria. I started doing amazing work. Now, they have upgraded me to the world, where people in the UK, I've received award from UK, from the US, already seen my work. And now I've gotten a fully funded scholarship to Oxford. I'm going to be sitting with the elites of the world. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. So the little things He has given to you, how have you been able to manage it? How have you doing it? Because He's not going to give you more. If you've just like the story of the master, He's not going to give you, the master will not give you more if you have been able to eat that talent. It gives the person that have more and have been able to use it gives them more. That's why you need to have that perspective that, no, God, I'm not going to compare my life with people because we are all different designs. iPhone is different from Techno, but there are people who likes iPhone and people who likes Techno, and they are both achieving their goals.
So on the story of, because I want us to go to another thing, but I just want to touch on something. There is an hidden gem in the story of those talents that people, the talent story that people don't recognize. When I don't know, some people usually just ask that, okay, why first did the boss in the first place give somebody 5, give another person 2, and give another person 1? Like, seems unfair. But if you read that story very well, one of the things you found out that the Bible says that the master gave them those talents according to the abilities. So this also just talks to the fact that aside from the little thing that you have, the master has seen how the person that gave 5 talents has addressed some certain areas, and he knows that, if I give this person 1, this is not like he's going to do more. Let me give him 5 and everything like that. But the person he gave 1, the person probably have given him something before. Do you understand? And what he did, it was evident of the reason why the master did that in the first place. You get. But moving on, the Bible tells us that we have an high priest who is not we don't have an high priest who is not touched by feelings of our infirmity. So God resonates or understands what we go through. And the reason I said that was that I don't want us to be unrealistic to talk about the fact, or not to recognize the difficulties or the challenges that people have to face in doing this thing, right? For someone like you, who has, you founded a business, you an entrepreneur, you have been excellent in everything you're doing, I'm sure you can attest to the fact that there has been challenges on the way. So, quickly, can you itemize one of the things that you can say are the challenges you've had to come across, and how your faith has helped you in those things, right? How exactly you think, or let me give an example. For instance, let's say somebody who works a 9 to 5, for instance, who was financially struggling financially, right? And then I'm giving the example because of the movie that probably just came out recently. I love about talking about where somebody was in a very huge financial fix, and then let's say a job comes your way, and for instance, the aspect of the job that you are doing, let's say as a tech person, and I think this is even fantastic. So let's say you're a tech person, you're a cybersecurity specialist or whatever it is, you are called to come on a project to do your particular role or do what you're supposed to do, but you know that, let's say, the scope of the entire job is maybe illegal or something. While of course what you are doing itself is not illegal, do you get the cybersecurity? Just like the context of it is that you're hired to do cybersecurity for this job. But what the person is using that your stuff to do is something illegal and stuff like that. And then you begin to have this kind of like moral conflict. Like that's just like one example. But the point basically is, can you just share some of the challenges you've had to face, maybe internal challenges from maybe your background or whatever, or general challenges from external things and life, and how your faith helped you in those particular areas? I don't know.
One thing is this, that there are some places that when they will say something, they're like, no, put God aside.
Put it aside. Yeah.
You know, they feel like, no, put God aside. You know.
Yeah.
For me, I'm even of the opinion that it's not in professional dealings. You don't have to mention God.
Yeah.
When I have to do a job. Okay, so now I detest people saying that if I give you a job and I say, oh, please get this done, and you say, oh, it's to be done by the grace of
By
God.
the grace of God.
A lot of people say it,
Okay.
really.
Yeah.
But now the fact is, God has given you this grace.
Don't hold God accountable. Hold yourself accountable.
Hold yourself accountable. So okay, if you did not do it,
So it's God
it's,
that
it's
now
not
that-
the grace of God. But the thing is the fact that, do you know what Paul said in the Bible? He said, it is the grace that makes me more than what
Yeah, make more, yeah.
you get. It is the grace that I have that's given me the ability to walk. Do you get the point? So now, one thing that we must understand is the fact that there are some times that don't push your religion on people. No, I don't advise people to actually do that. You see, one thing, do your religion so much. In fact, I don't call Christianity a religion, really. But walk your walk so much that people will say, no, I can see a comparison. It will come to you. I'm not even of the opinion that people should be going to mosque and a Muslim setting and say, give your life to Christ. They will see you as a devil. No. God said, shine the light. Light does not come to you. Light stays on its own. And you what?
You
go and meet it. You gravitate towards the light. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
So now, if I have a job that is like now, okay, so the thing is the fact that you know that there are some like if you want to build an hotel now,
Yeah.
you don't have a choice. A boyfriend and girlfriend
We'll use the hotel.
will commit fornication. Yeah, you get the point.
You-
But
you screen them.
It's
first
like
when
you
they come
do
in.
rules and
Rules and
regulations.
regulations.
say you know, but no. Are you married?
Are you married?
No, you cannot. You get, but it's in the fact that. But do you know that because you are creating the policies, you can actually create it?
Mm.
Do you know? Yes. If I have the money, I can decide to make an hotel and say, okay, yes, you must submit. You must submit.
Copy of your marriage certificate.
But do you?
Yeah, understand. Yeah,
You might lose. Like you will not make profit
Make
Yeah.
profit, yeah.
at the point because they'll be like, well, what's this? But the thing is, the fact that if you want to stand on it, you stand on it, and that's fine.
Hmm.
But just understand the fact that you have to be providing many other things that other hotels are not providing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you must understand. Really, I tell people that doing business in this world now with God, and you say that you understand on ethics, you must understand that it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
It really takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of innovation to say, okay, so if this is the thing, because there are some times that your God kind of life is not a trend.
Yeah.
your God kind of ethic is not the
A
trend.
lot of times, it's never the trend. Yeah.
It's never the
It-
trend,
never-
actually.
It's
yeah.
never the trend.
Yeah.
You get.
So
But
you see,
yeah.
what you said reminded me of the story of Daniel as well. You
Mhm.
know, the Bible tells us that Daniel refused to divide himself of the king's meat.
Definitely.
Now it's very interesting. Like if you put it like in kind of like a vivid perspective, imagine if Daniel said all of that, but still was still like maybe like the fifth because the background to the story, of course, there were a number of people that when children that they took away from Jerusalem to Babylon and all those things like that. There was, of course, the three Hebrew boys that we recognize, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, as well as Daniel himself. But the Bible tells us that Daniel refused to defile himself of the king's meat. But now that's not the end of the story. The Bible also told us that the king was, and every other person was able to identify that, there's an excellent spirit upon this boy.
Yeah.
So don't just be that kind of person, that wants to stand on merits, wants to give all these principles and everything. Like you said, if you are going to, in context, create an hotel that is going to avoid all these things, there has to be those things that people are able to see
as excellent,
as
and because that will be the motivation for them to
For them to
submit to
submit.
that marriage. They say,
Yeah.
okay, let me now start. I have to do this
Yes.
because I need to enjoy
You
this.
enjoy this. Yeah.
Really, sincerely.
Yeah.
For me, I can remember when I was in school, I don't allow people to copy me. You don't copy me, and I don't copy you. I like to stay alone. You get the point?
We begin to hate you.
They hate you.
Ziki, did you copy?
Me? No, I was the people that they used. I was the person they used to copy, but I didn't allow them. No.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So
okay. Are you done what you say? 'Cause I
yeah,
want to touch
yes.
on that thing.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ella, do you have anything you wanted to add to
No.
that conversation? Yeah. So next up on that, as regarding difficulties or challenges that we said earlier, yes, there are a number of things that a lot of people find as challenges, like the example I gave, which you talked about. We already talked about, recognizing your identity, knowing your purpose, and also in terms of if you walk into a space, for instance, and you want to set your standard, make sure there are things that are giving excellence.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing I think people don't talk about, overlook, and Ella and I were having the conversation earlier, and is as regarding interacting with people. Now, interacting with the work itself can be, of course, very difficult, but it has its nuances. But interacting with people is a very, very different thing. Let me just come in clean. How exactly do you work with, partner with, or collab with somebody who is of a different faith to yourself and has very varying views? So, for instance, you are a Christian. You don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do that. And let's say you want to work with somebody, maybe he's not even a Muslim, just somebody who can even possibly claim to be a Christian, right? But doesn't see, for instance, smoking is not really a problem and everything like that. Like carrying ladies around and holding around is just for flex.
Falsifying figures. all of
Exactly. I think that's a very big one. Just add
So-
one more.
Like,
zero.
does not mean now.
Now,
Does not mean.
let me even really talk about some challenges
Yeah.
before I answer
Oh,
that
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Please remind me to answer
Yeah,
that
yeah.
question. So the thing is like that. So when I said no to oil and gas job, a lot of people called me stupid. What's your problem? Which God is saying that I should not take it?
You didn't hear God.
They say we wish God, like they will allow you question your
belief.
your belief. Like they say your parents send you to oil and gas. Like because I was the second person in the class, so they came to pick first class students, and all of them went. So the other first class students were like, "What's your problem? Are you mad?" Like they were literally telling me that. Are you okay? What
Opportunities that
is
others
this?
are dying for.
Opportunity, all like opportunities that people are dying for. You are saying that no, really. But you see one thing, the ways of God doesn't make sense to people.
Yeah, he
Especially-
uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise.
It didn't even make sense to me too at the point. But you see one thing, there's a difference between stupidity and confidence, stupidity and boldness, stupidity and tenacity. There's a difference. The difference is time. The time is time. It's time. People either call you foolish or stupid
Based on results.
based on the result.
Time will
Thank
tell.
you.
Time will tell.
Based on the result. Now, the same people that calling me, "Are you stupid? Are you mad?" I say, "Wow,
Wow.
you're bold." That's it, really. And that's why your faith has to be so strong that you are really hearing God. Because if you're
If you hear another person,
imagine losing the oil and gas job and they see you,
maybe conductor or something.
they see you,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. They see you failing. You become a laughing stock. And they will use your story as an example to
Remember this person.
Imagine someone now comes and say, I heard God. Did you
Do
remember?
they will use you as this thing.
Do you get?
But you see one thing, you need to and that's why it's called faith.
Hmm.
Faith, you don't see faith. Like you you cannot even see, or you cannot see. Okay, it's just like somebody's telling you that there is a boy downstairs.
You can't see him. Just have to
You can't
believe
even
what the
see. You
person
just have to
says.
believe the person.
That's faith.
Really, but this is the fact that you are not expecting any boy, but is a boy downstairs. You're like, no, I'm not sure. But
Mm.
in that say, faith. Faith is substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of
Of
things
things not
seen. You're not
seen.
seeing it. And
Hebrews
that's why your
11:1.
relationship with God has to be so strong, so that you can hear, like, you and God are not going to talk like this.
And your
Because
convictions are solid.
yeah, because at the point you have to tell God, even this way they talk, you sure?
You sure? Yeah.
Is God sure?
No,
Sure.
because no. So, for instance, like people don't recognize the fact that,
like you sure, like you be like, am I really hearing you?
am I really hearing you? No, of
That's
course,
it.
I
it's
get
not
it. I actually
doubting
get
who
it.
God is.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah, I
like
get it.
for instance, because I don't want to forget the question I wanted to touch on earlier. But you have, for instance, you have two scenarios, similar thing that happened. You know, the angel came to meet Mary and says, "You are blessed and highly favored." You know, you are going to get pregnant and everything. The Holy Spirit going to come upon you. Mary, you go ask who? Say,
Yeah. How shall these things be?
please, how shall these things
Like
be?
how?
Seeing
Like,
I don't know, man.
Hope I'm not.
it didn't make sense to maybe that because okay, look at it. Science, it doesn't make sense that she's
She'll
going to give
conceive
birth.
without
Like,
the natural.
it didn't make
process.
sense to her, but she believed on God.
Believed.
Okay, now so see another thing. What if I tell you that I also did not go to Oxford?
Why?
It doesn't make sense, Abi.
God said you
So,
shouldn't go.
this was it. God said it was in time.
Well, that was
That
what came to my mind.
He really wants me to actually to build my foundation here in Nigeria before leaving the country. So he told me that I should, like, there was like I don't know how I hear. There are several ways in which you can hear from God. Some people hear from God directly.
Yeah.
Some people they can hear from God. I don't know how they do, but I don't hear from God like that. And I usually admire people like that because they can hear from God, really. But God speaks to you.
There's some of us.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Seriously, wow. That's actually great. So, but God speaks in different ways. God can speak through circumstances, can speak through you, can speak through it can speak through the scriptures.
Definitely.
Or when you read the scripture, the part that is bothering you, you just read there.
Yeah.
see
And
it
somehow you just be seeing it everywhere as
everywhere.
confirmations and
as
to add up.
confirmation. So you have to just understand how you hear from God, really. So it was telling me that because at that time I was single. I was 2023. So the confirmation was the fact that I should marry first here, build the foundation of my family here before leaving.
Up love.
That's very, very up love.
Again, so but when I was explaining to people said,
Who don't
"You
get
okay?"
it? It's not important.
I told them, "See, I will get another scholarship. I will get another opportunity." Right? I just, and guess what? After I got Oxford, that was when people now started knowing tech boss.
Wow. So it was still God using.
Was still God using? Well, God, the way God works is mysterious. No. And guess what? From then to now, what I have known as I now, like what I've learned, the things that I've learned. If I go there, I'll be very dangerous. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
So just so that we can because we are almost going to round up soon, but so that we can still touch on the question what I asked before. So how exactly does someone who wants, of course, to be excellent, to be audacious in career, because I think if we are going to be honest, there has to be a very huge risk factor, audacious factor, if you want to be a career person and everything like that. So, but how exactly do you do those things? How exactly do you work with or collab with, like I said, somebody who is like of an opposite faith or of a different value system to you entirely? How exactly?
Okay, so for me, if I want a partner, there is like if you're looking at maybe business partner or romantic partner, really, I tell people really that two cannot work together except they agree. Because you see one thing, when I founded Efico, all right. Till now, I've not gotten a co-founder, and I don't even think I want a co-founder for now. But if I'll be getting a co-founder, you must have the same value systems that I have, because I cannot. There are some things that are not logical in business. Okay, what if I tell you that? Oh, see, Now we have to speak in tongues. I'm like, what's your problem? He said, now, as I now, this contract, God is telling me that, and you now start questioning it. You are holding a lot of things back. So instead of wasting that time of conflicting, instead of wasting that before you partner with somebody, ensure that
The foundation, there is an
they have the same
agreement.
value system.
But do you think that cuts across like every single this thing? For instance, what I mean is that, do you still think it is possible, for instance, to do business? I'm not talking about like marriage or romantic relationship.
Okay.
But do you still think it's possible to be able to have a business collaboration with somebody who, although you guys might not share the same faith systems, but as long as you're underlying value systems, for instance, what I mean is this: is that they are unbelievers who, for instance, are very, when it comes to their professional life, they are very, 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 very professional and everything like that. Do you think it's possible to do those things? And how exactly do you think you can, how do you say it?
Collaborate.
Contact but not contamination.
Yes.
So how exactly do you think you can work with those persons without them influencing?
I tell people that, like, sometimes that you don't have a choice. Just imagine you're working in a company project and they pair you up with somebody.
Yeah.
That is not of this thing. You don't have a choice. And that's where emotional intelligence comes in. Emotional intelligence comes in. First of all, what I do is to understand the belief of the person. What does this person believe? What does this person believe? And what do I really believe? And I do not, that was what I said, ab initio. I do not bring my own belief as a contradiction to his own belief. I stand as my own light. I stand as my own light. And then when like for example, now he asks me, so David, how are we going to do this? And I will let him understand, okay, I know really you do not really believe in this, but actually this is really what I believe. Really. Understand that emotional intelligence has to do with understanding the person's emotions, so not negating the person's emotions. And as a light, what you do is the fact that you function. And while functioning, emotional intelligence have to tell you that you have to take cognizance of the person's belief too. I understand that you don't believe this, but really, what I want to do presently now, I want to speak in tongues. Allow the person to say, okay. At the point, the person will be looking at you. One day will join you if you see results.
You show workings.
You get, if you see results, he will join you.
Show workings.
But never say, don't see. I think people don't like to be confronted.
Yeah.
People don't like to be judged.
Yeah.
People don't judge people. Don't judge them that their belief is wrong. No. Say, oh, you believe this. Great. Amazing. But this is also what I believe. Understand, and don't also allow him to contaminate you too. When he's trying to now bring in this thing, I say, oh, great. Just, I think it's just a level of emotional intelligence to say, oh, great. That's what he believe, really. What you believe, I've worked for you, really. But really, this is actually what I believe. And now we want to see how we can bring it, like how we can work together.
Yeah.
First of all, one of the first ways in which you can work with people is to understand the baseline assessment of who they are and who you are. Baseline assessment of who they are and who you are. So that you'll be able to understand how to deal with them. And that's why I tell people the first step to career excellence is the understanding of self, understanding of the features that God has placed inside of you, understanding of the person like who you are. Just like me now. I'm a stammerer, like I stutter.
Yeah.
My wife understands the fact that when we're having arguments, you have to calm down for me. You get the point? She has to be able to understand me.
Yeah.
Before I go and find somebody else to work with, I need to understand myself. Because as a woman, you're not a stammerer. You can talk 100 and me, I'm even struggling to talk one. But if you don't understand that marriage will not work.
For those of you that are single, hope you are taking notes.
You see, that marriage will not work. The same thing goes to, if you don't understand, especially if you understand that, okay, just imagine that you're working with someone that smokes. Understand that he sees smoking. Understand how he sees smoking. Understand how you see smoking. But don't judge him. Don't judge him. Don't say, you smoke. What's your problem? No!
You're going to hell.
Lucifer.
causing
Come on,
more,
Lucifer.
you're causing more problem.
Yeah.
Let him see that you are not smoking
The
and you are
reasons.
being effective.
Okay.
And there was one, there's giving examples of this. There was one guy that came to meet me, tell me, David, I usually think that because I smoke, I'll be very intelligent.
Yeah, there are people who do
Yes.
believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. But he said, you don't smoke. How are
Your
you doing
lungs
it?
are dying.
Yeah, no, Frank, I'm not joking. You've not heard of like people. I remember
I
back in school
haven't.
days where so the idea or the concept is that when you take it,
Take it.
like your body will be cool.
Yes.
Do you understand?
You get
You'll be able
point.
to assimilate.
I know of probably taking weed, but not the
still
normal
from
smoke.
whichever one.
No. Weed and
Weed,
is
nah,
is
nah,
It's
don't be
the same
smoking.
family.
it's the same family.
You know,
Do you
no, I
understand?
mean,
The point. So he was saying
Yeah.
that I don't smoke, but and I'm this thing. I said, see, I'm not an ordinary person. I work with God. So he's not smoke as giving. So he's going to one day we ask you. He's observing you.
exactly,
See, you go explain time if evidence no
try.
day. You get the correct time if evidence no day. One of the reasons why my wife respects me today is because she has seen the excellence. That the excellence that I command, they will naturally submit. You can't force submission. The same thing too. In a place where two of you are to work, you're not a leader by force, but a leader by choice, and you are a leader by choice when you command results. The other person will submit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you very much. That's really interesting. So I think just trying to take grab from what you said, I think it's very, very important for people anytime you're trying to work with people or work with somebody who you guys are not in total alignment, maybe in terms of faith. So number one, first, grant grace to one another.
Yeah.
Let the other person understand.
No, first of all, understand who the person is. Understand who you are.
Yeah.
Because if you don't understand the person and you don't understand who you are, you would not be able to work together. There'll be conflicts.
Exactly.
It's when you understand yourself and then you'll be able to say, okay, this might cause conflict and you avoid it. Do you get the point?
Yeah. So, because we are rounding up right now, I just want you to do something quickly for us. What would be in terms of, because you also mentioned the fact that you help people in terms of career and helping them recognize their purpose and all those things. What would you, if you were to just give a very, very, or to say your key takeaway interacting with a lot of people, what exactly has been their biggest challenges and the most important thing that you think in terms of career and faith in career? What are some of the biggest or most important things that people should be aware of? It could possibly be some things you've already talked about before and maybe want to rebuttress or whatever it is basically as we round up.
Okay, so when it comes to awareness, so if you want to be really aware of something, I still would say something. One of the reasons I still tell people that I'm not as good as some people, but the kind of result I command is far more than some people. I've seen people that when they talk, I'm like, this guy is madly intelligent too. But you see one thing, they have not been able to use their intelligence. And I tell people something, that you cannot lead what you can. You can't lead what you don't know. Again, it's about understanding who you are. Understanding who you are. And that's why a lot of people really are confused. I tell people that, okay, even me as a stammerer, nobody ever believed that I could use my voice to speak. But because I understood that, yes, I'm a stammerer. This is my ground problem. How can I really start? So I usually use the SWOT analysis. The S, the strength,
weakness,
strength. Okay. Then strength. After strength,
weakness.
Know your strength. Secondly, also okay, the first one is leverage your strength. Like for example, now I realize the fact that my strength is in people and social impact. So as much as people we really think that I'll be in tech you must code. No, I saw that my strength is in people and social impact, and I realized the fact that it seems like as if people that code they have a weakness. They don't know how to share their work.
Yeah.
They don't know how to sell themselves. People that are far better than me, but because of I know myself and I can lead myself. I know what I should be dealing with. I know what's an opportunity for me, and I know what is a distraction for me because I already know my strengths. And now I said something, and I realized the fact that my strength is in people and social impact. So when I was going into tech, I did not start coding because if I start to code, I know that I'm not somebody. Me, I like going out a lot. My wife is someone that I like being inside. Yeah, I like going out a lot. I like meeting people and the rest. I like anything people. I enjoy it. So imagine if what God has put in as a features in me, right? Because when you want to design something, you put in features in that thing. The features are called your strengths. So I was a people person. So I wasn't going to learn coding because everybody was coding. In Unilag at that time, if you're not coding, it was like as if you're not serious with your life.
You're not serious.
Everybody's coding this and this. But me, I said, okay, you people that code, you have a weakness. I want to know how to lead you people and bring out the best in you people. And that's why I call myself tech boss. Because as a boss, you don't do the dirty work. You bring out the best in people. And that's why what I do now is the fact that now you've done excellent work on the rest, but you don't know how to sell it. What people, one of the biggest thing that people are not aware of is the fact that they don't know what is an opportunity for them, and they don't know what is a distraction for them. Do you know that if God has put in a feature inside of you, He has put in a particular gift inside of you, you have to follow that design. Some distraction can come. For me, the oil and gas that people call an opportunity is a distraction for me. So not all opportunities are opportunities, but some opportunities are distractions. Some people will tell you, no knowledge is wasted. No, some knowledge are wasted. Some knowledge can even frustrate you. Just imagine now, they say, there's a free coding class. And I say, it's free. Oh, yeah. And you start coding and you now start being frustrated. Some things that people really do not know is that. So SWOT analysis is strength. The second thing is know your weakness. For me, my wife knows I'm a very disorganized person. If I'm writing, nobody used to understand my notes. And so sometimes, I will say this on air. Sometimes, like in the house, if I'm not conscious of myself, you see my shoe here, you see my clothes here, you see everywhere. And there's a reason why I'm disorganized. Because my brain is thinking very fast. When I'm also marrying a wife too, I have to think about, I must not marry somebody that is like me. Because alignment, there must be alignment. I must marry someone that is organized. There's some people that are good, but they're not good for you. And some partners that are good. Good man, but they're not good for you. Two of you have conflicting strengths. So imagine if me too, I marry someone that's super intelligent too, that's always going out and the rest. Who take care of the kids? You get the point? That's where alignment really comes in. And that's where you understand your strengths, weaknesses. And after understanding your strengths and weaknesses, you will know what is an opportunity. The O is opportunity. What is an opportunity for you to leverage? Opportunities and what's the distraction for you? And then the last one is threats. The Bible says something. He said something, threats. Your threats are supposed to make you far better. For me, being in motion was a threat. But guess what? Anytime a lot of people want to interview me, a lot of people want to call me to actually speak and pay me, you know why? Because of my story from motion to where I am now. I use this as a leverage.
I can exploit it.
You get the point? Being in Nigeria too is a threat. Because there's a lot of things that there's a lot of threats, but you have to understand some of all these threats to say, okay, I'm in Nigerian, so these are the things that are really going to face me. Imagine last one. Imagine that if you don't stammer, if you go and speak in public, if you are nervous because of the crowd, you naturally stammer. Like you stammer because imagine now you're not a stammerer.
Problem on problem.
You get, imagine you're not a stammerer and you're now facing a public and you're tense. You can literally get a throat hook. And that's how hard it is for me. That's how hard it is for me to pace myself and hold myself and ensure that I pass the message in my head. So imagine if I overcome that. What else? That's why the traits that God has put inside of you, they're supposed to refine you and so that you thoroughly need nothing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so very much. I think that was a very, very insightful and thinking one. Thank you so much again for this episode. Please don't forget to, if there are any questions or anything like you actually probably would like us to talk about, you can probably let us know in the comment section. And once again, I think you have a LinkedIn account.
Yes.
Yeah. So if
David Adefunmilayo,
the
tech boss.
Yeah. So you can probably just follow him on this thing on his LinkedIn. And I don't know if there are any other socials. I think it's primarily just LinkedIn.
Instagram. I'm also on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just just LinkedIn and Instagram for now.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Instagram. So thank you very much for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, my name is Izika Ditubo, and
I'm
that is
Emmanuel
Emmanuel
Arumre.
Arumere, and we'll see you on another episode of Spiritually Speaking. Cheers.